I am going to paint this bus. I need to remove all of the lights, everything from the bus. So I'm going to show you how to install the lights. You can see here they've been removed from the back, removed from the front. The bus will need a lot of work. You'll see it grain shortly. My daughter took and painstakingly cleaned all of the parts. She did a great job on them. My dad was there helping me put windows in that same day. So the parking lights, you're going to take and clean them out and de-rust them as much as possible. One of mine is missing its reflector piece, so it's not as bright. In the back, I'm going to show you how to put in the tail lights. So again, I'm going to make sure everything is as clean as it can get. I use some black chrome on all of the rubber parts to make them pretty and help them last longer. A little Windex and some steel wool goes a long way. Take the body of the tail light, the reflector, wrap the seal around it with your fingers. Go in from the inside, put the bottom edge or the top edge in first. I put the bottom edge. Work it around with your fingers. At a point it gets a little too hard to do with your fingers. I used a paint can opener. And then just make sure it's seated well. At this point you need to put your 1127 2-filament bulb in there. Hold your lens up, get the chrome retaining ring and use the 2 screws to put that in. Make sure you get it seated well on top of the black gasket that's in there. And also make sure that the lens says top on the top. Grab your backup light lens, wrap it with its gasket. You can clean gaskets with chrome polish. This is the gasket for the housing for the backup light. Put it over the backup light. Take the backup light on the inside of the vehicle and again work it in from one side and then using your fingers pull the gasket through, seating it as best as possible. Finish it off with the paint tool opener or other suitable tool. Put the new bulb in by pressing in and making a quarter of a turn. Get the backup lens and the chrome retaining ring. Use the 2 screws to tighten that up and make sure that it seats well against its gasket. Install the side marker lights in a similar manner. The biggest difference is the bulb is a push in, it doesn't twist any. The headlight, clean all of your pieces. Make sure that you are using the screws that are designated for lights. They are not just straight screws. Clean the headlights up. There's the wiring harness for the headlight. Stick the headlight aiming mechanism and housing into the socket and screw it down. Don't adjust the aiming tools. They should already be in the right place. You're only going to do that if later you find out they're wrong. Plug the headlight into its wiring harness. It only fits one way. Put the retaining ring on to hold the headlight up against its housing. Tighten the screws, I think there's 3 of them, around the side of the headlight retaining ring. This is a halogen sealed beam with both high and low beam in one unit. Then install your chrome ring. It hooks around one side and then just has a single screw on the other side of it. The parking light housing just presses on and has 2 screws that mount it to the housing, and then the lens has 2 screws that get screwed in snugly. These are amber lenses, so you want to use clear bulbs, not amber bulbs.